Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me here at Ghost Behind the Door, where I tell true ghost stories. As usual, I'll be putting the links in the description below where you can email in your stories or call in and leave your story through a message, where I'll be able to add your story into my video and you can tell it for yourself. The story that was sent in today was sent in by someone named Faith. Here we go. I am 22, and this experience happened 5 years ago when I was 17 years old and a senior in high school. One morning before school, I was sleeping and was woken up abruptly by someone whispering in my ear. It wasn't so scary that someone was speaking to me while sleeping. My mom always woke me up every morning for school. What scared me most was that the voice said, "You're going to die." I sat straight up, looking for anyone in my room. No one was there. I then heard it again, right in my ear. "You're going to die today." I ran out of the room and saw my parents going about their day normally. The sun was shining, everyone and everything was fine. I felt so strange telling anyone about something so strange when everything seemed so normal, so I just kept it to myself. I was stressed, but just tried to tell myself it was all in my head. That night, my parents told me they were leaving to go get some groceries. I was in my house alone, getting ready to leave. About 15 minutes later, after they left, when I heard talking coming from my parents' room, I froze. I glanced out my window to see if maybe my parents were back. Their car was gone. They were definitely not home. I stood there, stunned. My body felt hot and my hands sweating. I felt that I could not move because my body was so tense. A million things were racing through my mind, and then suddenly, the light in the room started to slowly go from dim to bright. My heart pounded and I ran outside. I called my parents. They were not home. I called my older brothers and they were not home. One of them quickly came home as I was waiting out in our yard, refusing to go back in. He went in the house to investigate and found no one inside. There's only one door in and out of that house, and we never saw anyone come in or out. Sounds like a pretty scary experience. Hearing voices and not seeing anybody, knowing that you're the only one in the home. Seeing the light go from dim to brighter and brighter slowly. I personally, I don't know what I would have done. I've personally never heard voices in the other room, and if I have, I've been able to explain it away for myself, saying it was outside or someone was outside. But yeah, that's an extremely strange experience. Especially the light part. That's the part that gets me. Seeing the light slowly go from dim to bright, that would scare me so bad. And I probably would have done the same thing. Left the house. Called someone. Or just left the house and, yeah, went somewhere else. Thanks so much for sending that in, Faith. And for sharing that experience that you had. If anyone else has had an experience like this where they've heard voices, but they know no one was there, or they saw a light turn off and on or slowly turn on, brighter and brighter, please make sure to comment, share what you feel it was, or give some pointers or some guidance to Faith. Maybe help her get some answers to that strange experience. My first reaction would be a ghost. Ghosts, perhaps, if it was more than one voice. There's also that, the belief that there can be reverberations, if that's the right word, like that linger in a certain room or in a home. Sometimes we can hear those things of conversations or see certain things as well. But that's my first thought, it would be a ghost. When it comes to the light slowly getting brighter and brighter, I can't explain that one at all. Would that be a ghost? Would that be a demon? Would that be something like a poltergeist? I don't know. I actually wanted to share another story today. This is something that happened to me, and I don't know if it's common or anything like that. I just wanted to share it, and hopefully someone has answers that can help me to understand what's happening as well, or it's happened as well. So this is my own story that happened to me. It was a few years ago, 2014, I would say, so about 4 years ago. So I lived in Missouri for a few years, and I remember walking home late at night. Maybe not, it wasn't too late, but the sun was down, and you're walking, and there's this main street that had really tall street lights. And I remember I was with one of my friends, and we were walking down the street, just talking, having a good time, whatever, headed home. And as I'm walking, I look up to my left across the street, and every time we lined up with one of the streetlights over here across the road, it would turn off. And we keep walking. I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, I thought it was just a coincidence. But after we passed the first one, it turned off. The second, it turned off. The third, it turned off. And so on. It just kept doing it. And so after it happening so much, I felt like there's no way that's a coincidence. And I remember we would walk down that street every now and then. And I can distinctly remember it happened about like 2 or 3 times. I know it happened more than once. But every time we'd pass the light, they'd turn off. Has anyone had an experience like that where street lamps turn off as you walk by, or where any kind of light turns off as you walk by? If you have, leave a comment and let me know what your experience is, what you may have found out about it, or what you believe it to be, because honestly I have no idea what it was or what it could have been. I just know that it was a really weird experience that happened more than once, and so I would say it wasn't a coincidence. I would really appreciate your feedback. I'm sure Faith would too. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. Until next time, have a good one.